What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Piscifun channel. I'm out here in northern Wisconsin chasing fall walleyes using the, you guessed it, Carbon X2 1000 series Piscifun reel. Stick around, this should be a good video. Just driving around, this looks really interesting here. There's fish littered off the side here, off this stumps or trees or whatnot. There's a point extension that comes out. I think I'm going to come around and make a few casts at this and see, but that's a good sign. A lot of fish. I gotcha. He thumped it. Threw my minnow off. So that's the first one on a flowage, and I don't think he's big enough. He threw my minnow, a little guy. I'm sitting on a channel edge here, just snapping this thing along. I'm sitting just as it tails off to about 20 feet and it comes up to about 13 feet casting, kind of sideways with the wind here. There's some trees down there and some other types of timber that these fish are kind of hiding in. Every once in a while I can see them flash through there, but really you can do this blind. You don't need any kind of sonar. You can just mark it with your side imaging and kind of spot lock around or drift it right under the boat. This give me another walleye. I can just tell he is a fighter too. Yep. There's a brush pile down here, and there's a few fish sitting on this brush pile. That's a nicer fish. You know, solid Northwoods fish. I'd say 15 maybe. Nope, 14 and a half. As the water temp's cool in the fall, these fish like to travel these edges of the river channel on these flowage systems, and that is a good place to target these fish, on the edges of these channels, either drifting them or just kind of sitting spot locked or anchored and casting up on the face of it. You kind of got to be mindful as it tails down into the deep. There are trees. It's very easy to get snagged, so be kind of aware of that. Just kind of hold it above the break when you start feeling the depth change there when you're jigging it back. It was cool. Right out of the brush. This thing just thumped it. Look at this thing. This is a good one. I was just cracking this thing above the brush. Just snapping this minnow along. This is a good fish, dude. Unbelievable. Yeah, there we go. That's a dandy. That is a dandy river flowage fish. Unbelievable. There we go. All right, I just got this 19.5 incher. It's got this 19.5 inch flowage, really nice walleye flowage fish on some deep timber here, about 20 feet. I was just hovering the jig above it, and it's a really good fish. It's a solid fish for flowage. All right, I was just keeping that thing, hovering that thing above this deep brush you can see here. I'll put this live scope image in, and I was just snapping it just above it. Seems like, you know, as the wind picks up, you can get away with a more aggressive retrieval. You know, when it's flat calm, you really got to finesse it, but I'm getting some good reaction on these fish. They're just hammering it. There we go. Checking a new spot here, kind of drifting with the wind. This looks to be a nice one, nice eater size. Oh yeah. Got the net ready this time. Last time I wasn't exactly prepared. There we go. It's a spot lock. It's just kind of drifting over this point here, this channel edge point. here we go. Here's a nice one. That's what you want to see, that jig right in the top of the mouth. Here we go. Here's another nice one. Nice eater size, I'd say. 16 or so. Checking a different spot. Still pitching into these wind-blown channel edges. That's the key. And I think he can keep that minnow, buddy. But yeah, getting a few here and there. This is a smallie or something. What the heck? What the heck, dude? This thing greased it. I don't know what I got. Bullhead? Oh, just a fired up walleye. Fired up, feisty walleye. That guy just greased it and took off. That's what you want to see. I had to switch to the back electronics. Saw a nice pot of fish, you know. It's another nice 15-inch eater size fish. Perky, sassy fish. Throw them back. You know, everything this time of year keys around structure. The bait is hiding in these piles of timber, brush, so that in turn draws the bigger game fish. Also, your panfish are around this. Anytime you can find some good looking structure, you're gonna find fish. It just happens to be whether or not they're biting or not. And the other problem is this right here is the snags. You will get snagged. So bring plenty of cheap jigs. This thing never even hit bottom. He just greased it. That was awesome. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. Boy, when they are on, they are on. This is a walleye. No question. Never even hit the bottom. Or it's a pike. It is a walleye. I'm gonna stop with the bolt flipping these guys. That was insane. That thing never even hit the bottom. It's another, you know, eater size fish, quality fish. Getting them now. Look at that. Sorry for the camera angle or the sun angle, but you know, if you're wanting to keep some fish, these are the size to keep. And he is fired up. There we go. Got him. Right next to the boat. Felt that one. It was a positive bite by a positive fish. Yeah, let's get in here. Let's see what we are working with. You know they're biting good when you get them like that. Right in the top of the mouth. 1/4 ounce jig. No giants, but nice eater size fish, I'm gonna say. Yep. 16-incher. Get him back. Small adjustments with the boat is key in the wind like this when you're fishing wind-blown points, channel breaks, things of that nature. You just don't want to make big moves. Usually the fish will set up on a particular break line and you can make repeated casts at them in the fall like this. They'll just be stacked up feeding on whatever is on that piece of structure or break line there. And if you're not making bites, just kind of shift the boat around a little bit side to side until you relocate the fish. That's all I've been doing is 10-20 foot moves, finding these fish. Right under the boat, dude. This thing just greased it right under the boat. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Another nice one. Just took the head right off this minnow. Unbelievable, dude. It's just another solid fish. Look at that fish. Let him go. what I like to see, or feel rather, is a positive hit. This is going to be a good one too. You can just tell. Yeah. It's another little fatty. Another nice eater-sized fish. Quality fish. Get him back. On there. There he goes. Today I'm using my Carbon X2 1000 series. This is my favorite go-to reel for fall walleye fishing. And I've got this spooled up with some 4-pound fins braid. This stuff is phenomenal, easy casting, doesn't tangle, doesn't knot up on you. And I'm running this on a couple foot long fluoro leader. I think this is 10-pound Vanish on here, tied with just an Alberto knot because the snags are prevalent and you want to be able to do something quickly to get your re-rigged and get back out there. And yeah, just a fathead minnow, and I'm just pitching it with the wind behind the boat. I can make some pretty far casts and just kind of work this bait back. 1/4 ounce has been the ideal weight today in this wind. Normally I would like to go as light as possible, but I need something to get this down there in that depth. We're sitting in like 14 feet, and I'm pitching, you know, into like 20 and bringing it up the face of this brake line. Right under the freaking boat, dude. Yeah, he wasn't happy about any of that. This might be a nice size to keep, maybe. Top of the mouth. Right under the boat. So, one thing I would like to mention, the reason I'm targeting these channel edges like this is these fish use these as like corridors, as highways. They travel along the brake lines. And usually it's the ones like this that the wind's beating into, and they can ambush their prey along these brake lines and push the bait kind of up with the wind, just push them right into that brake line there, and they'll travel this like much like a highway. And these are the spots you want to fish. You know, you don't want to hide from the wind. You want to be into the wind driven side if possible. Now I can see if it's super windy, you would want to kind of shelter yourself just so it makes so you can feel your jig hit the bottom and feel when the fish bites. But you know, today it's only 5 to 10 mile an hour, so it's not too bad. So I'm completely on the other side of this lake fishing these channel edges like this. And really all I'm using this live sonar for is just to keep myself out of the snags. The last how many fish I've just caught just straight up jigging, just snapping it, and haven't even seen them. The ones next to the boat I did see, but you know, I'm making 60-70 foot casts and they just smoke it on the drop. I'm getting hit as we speak. I'm hooked up again, and as you can see, nothing on the live scope there. I'm just pitching at this drop. You won't even see these fish on this channel edge like that, but these are classic locations to check. This is another good fish. You know, another eater sized walleye. It's ridiculous out here, the amount of fish. And you can tell, you know, it's just straight up reaction. They're just smoking that thing as it falls to the bottom. You know, that's another legal fish if I wanted to keep a lot of fish. You know, fat, healthy little 15-16 inchers. That's the size limit out here, is 15 to 20. Let him go. Yeah, it has been a productive afternoon out here. Alright, that's going to do it for today's video. If you want to pick up one of these Carbon X2 1000 series, head on over to the Piscifun website and check them out. And as always, stay tuned for our next video.